In writing research papers and completing other assignments that require research, students will often consult multiple sources. But to find many sources, a student must be able to read a citation and understand the information that is presented. This week we'll take a look at journal article citations. Here's an article on STIs and alcohol consumption. This citation presents a lot of information, so let's see what's here. All journal citations will have two titles. One is the article title, and one is the journal title. The same thing is often true of books. There will be a chapter title and a book title. So part of what you need to do is determine what is the journal title and what is the article title. The two titles for this citation are Sexually Transmitted Diseases and Is There an Association Between Alcohol Consumption and Sexually Transmitted Diseases? To determine which is which, all one needs to do is determine which title is more specific and which is more general. An article title is always more specific and often far more wordy than the journal title, which covers a broader area. So which is which? Remember, the article title is more wordy and the journal title is more broad. The next piece of information given is March 2005. This is the publication date. After that is a series of numbers. In this particular citation, everything is labeled with VOL for volume, NO for number, meaning issue number, and P for page numbers. A volume is a collection of issues, generally based on a year. For instance, here is the Journal of the American Academy of Audiology. Well, of course, it's not the entire journal. The Journal of the American Academy of Audiology has been published for over 23 years now. It publishes an issue 10 times a year. So the entire journal would be over 230 issues now. This is a picture of a single issue. Because the 230 issues are kind of hard to handle, they are often put into hardback. This is an entire year's worth of issues. Volumes are generally grouped by year. So, when the journal was started in 1989, all issues published that year were given a journal volume of number 1. 24 years later, the journal volume is number 24. So remember, this is an issue, and all of these issues make up one volume. The P period 156 through 164 simply denotes the page numbers we can find the article on. Now we see a really long string of numbers with the letters DOI in front of them. DOI stands for Digital Object Identifier. A DOI is a permanent link to the digital version of the article. At one time, when digitization of journal articles first began, publishers would simply post the URL to the article. But URLs often break, and readers become frustrated with not being linked to the article. DOIs are supposed to be more stable than URLs. A DOI is a long alphanumeric code that starts with the number 10, so it is always easy to spot a DOI. Each of these DOIs leads to a specific article. The next piece of information we see is the copyright and publication information. Who knew there was an entire association devoted to American sexually transmitted diseases? We've already discussed the article title, so the last piece of information here is the names of the authors. Notice the credentials after the names: medical doctor, Masters of Public Health, another medical doctor, and doctor in philosophy. Here's a citation concerning marijuana use. The first title is pretty easy to spot. It's the most prominent part of the citation. The other title is a little harder to spot because it is simply an acronym. JAMA is the second title in this citation. JAMA stands for the Journal of the American Medical Association. Once we know that, it is easy to see that the residual cognitive effects of heavy marijuana use in college students is the more wordy and specific title, indicating that it is the article title. Journal of the American Medical Association gives it away. With journal in the title, it has to be the title of the journal. The DOI is easy to spot because it starts with the number 10. The authors are also easy to spot. but then the citation gives us this string of numbers: 96, 275, 7, 521, 527. We know that one of these numbers has to be the publication date, and the only one that looks like a publication date is 1996. In this citation, the volume number, issue number, and page numbers are not labeled. The trick here is to remember that publishers always list the bigger component followed by the smaller parts. A volume is many issues, a single issue has many articles, and the page numbers indicate a single article. You now know how to find all the information you need from this citation. This citation is only odd because it contains so much extra information. The title of the article appears twice in the citation. The journal title is labeled as source in this citation. Volume, issue, and page numbers are easy to spot because they are labeled: V for volume, N for issue number, and P for pages. Also, the authors are very easy to spot, though this citation does not include author credentials. Lastly, the date of publication is given twice. Let's look at one last citation. This citation is different from the others in two ways. First, two different publication dates are given: the date of electronic publication and the date of print publication. Many publishers are publishing articles online before they come out in print journals, so that information is more quickly available to the healthcare community. The other aspect of this citation that is different is the journal title. Pediatric Dermatology is the title of the journal, but it is abbreviated, and we need to de-abbreviate it if we are going to find the journal article. The citations for many medical articles have abbreviated journal titles. The easiest way to find the full title of the article is to use Google. In Google, we will use a phrase search to find the full title of Pediatric Dermatology. Remember that for a phrase search, you will need to put quotation marks around the search phrase. We find, quickly, the website for the journal Pediatric Dermatology, so we now have the title of the journal. You should now be able to decipher most any journal article citation you are given, so maybe it is time for a cup of coffee. As you do more searching, you will become very quick at spotting the various parts of the journal article citation.